this may actually be the end of this run. I did do something. There's some additional options that you do with the enter key. If you look, hidden contains the option to take notes. I've taken some notes. Information gives you, well, a list of information is not immediately visible, like the visible monsters list, visible items list. This is somewhere else in the additional windows, which I told you to close. This is how you can see them. One is check knowledge, and this will tell you the artifacts that you find, the monsters that you found, and so on. And one of them is character history, where the notes come up and also what you've done. I have found a ever-burning lantern. It's just a normal lantern that doesn't need fuel. On dungeon level 5, the level feeling was 1, 2, so they really do not show up as objects on the item level feeling. I found 2 scrolls of deep descent, which I still don't found. I've ran into Smeagol. Because he is extremely annoying and nearly impossible to kill. He can't kill you, but you cannot kill him. So I avoided him. I got onto this dungeon level. There's the stairs. I noticed that it was 7 and I stopped and I cast detect. Unfortunately, I came off of the stairs immediately where the pit is. These, where there's all animals or all demons or all undead, are called pits. They're another one of the types of special rooms. These hurt incredibly. They really, really, really hurt. These guys do a lot of damage, have a high 2 hit, and they move at double speed. These ones drain strength. The tarantulas do a shitload of poison damage that takes forever, and you cannot just rest because you will die. So there's only one thing that I can do, and that is to try to cast teleport. I have a 22% fail. If this fails, chances are that the run is over. I made it. Potions of cure. There's potions of light wounds, serious wounds, critical wounds. Potions of critical wounds also cure poison. Potions of serious wounds do not do that. I'm just going to keep myself a little stacked. None of these mobs are actually dangerous. The level feeling 7 is certainly that pit. That shows, don't do the mistake that I've made. If you come onto a level, don't do 3 and it's 7. Don't do like 3 steps and then cast detect. Cast detect should be the first action that you do. I mean, I understand if you forget. And you do forget in Angband. This thing here, I already know the shape of this room. It goes like that. Bang. And there might be a couple of drops that are not really great and important. And this also has a corridor all around it. And only one door for an entrance. It might be here, it might be there. I know that if I phase, I'll almost certainly go out of it. Cast light. There we go. And now I can rest. Tarantulas can chase you from quite far. So they might have something. Oh, actually, I don't need flasks of oil anymore because I have the ever-burning lantern. In theory, animal pits can be killed. They can be cleared. It's not too difficult as a mage. Because earlier on, at level 7, you get Frostbolt. And one of the properties of Frost is that it does more damage to animals. It's not inherent to the Frostbolt, but it's part of the game design. So people that designed the game, when they created animals, they said, hey, let's make animals weak to cold. So Frostbolt does generally tend to hurt more the vast majority of animals. You will notice, you'll find some fairly annoying monsters earlier on called Hydras. Hydras take double damage from frost. There are other monsters which have particular weaknesses to some elements, but with animals is noticeable. It's also common, for example, for undead to be immune to cold. So now I have a temptation here to see what the level feeling is, because the object may not be necessarily there. Note that because I'm low level, when I teleported, I didn't really teleport far. That's the stairs. I did 4 steps, then cast attack. That's full of monsters. I teleported away, and while the dungeon goes all the way to here, I only really teleported there. That's because the distance of your teleport, both self and other, depends on your character level. I am going to still kind of risk running into those guys again. And I want to see what else is there. There's nothing. The game just spawned the pit. The pit does give you a few levels of depth extra when you roll for the type of items that are inside it. But in this case, didn't manage to roll anything decent because we're still at dungeon level 10. Do look at monsters if you do not remember them. You don't need to remember monsters 100%. But for example, it's good to know that Rod Jelly drains wisdom. Nobody really needs wisdom, and unless you are, a priest. And also, they're worth quite a lot of experience. 8 points. Remember, earlier on, every law helps. Anyway, we've decided there's nothing on this level, so we're gonna leave. Look for stairs. There they are. By the way, that's a trap. The mage has this advantage that when you cast the detection spell, it detects also doors and traps, the fine traps, doors and stairs, and then there's the detect monsters. You can actually choose to walk onto a trap, to trigger it as an escape. So if you have a trap with teleportation next to you, you can do Shift W and then walk 1 step, and you will trigger the trap. And it can be useful if you want to use one of these as stairs, or a teleportation trap, or maybe there's a trap that summons monsters. You want to use it so you can kill the monsters. Another brief snippet. Nothing bad has happened. As you've seen, I got out of there, found the stairs, went down. Theirs is an amulet of teleportation. Now, this is, again, one of those almost cursed objects, which there's still quite a few of them in the game, though they've been toned down. What it does is, it has no advantages, and sometimes it will teleport you to another part of the dungeon. It does make it harder to explore the dungeon because you have no control over when you're going to be teleported. But also, people used to carry this as an emergency. As an emergency item, because if they were really in a panic, they would wear it. Then they would start running away from the mobs. The mobs are chasing. A lot of the times you move at the same speed of the mob, so as you are moving back, ideally not through the dungeon that you have not explored, but back in the lit part of the dungeon that you have explored, at some point the amulet will trigger. There's a Hydra, these ones. It is hurt by cold. When it's written like that, means that it does extra damage, and the 136 points is enough for a level. I'm definitely going to kill it. As you see, I hit it 2 times. It's really weak. And of course, this is the moment that the amulet triggers. So it's kind of meant to do that. It's meant to trigger. You keep it in your pocket. You put it on, you trigger it when you're hoping to run away. The reality is that all these, while they, on paper, they're technically viable options, you don't need to do that. You need to just, learn a lot of things about the game, and then you will have a few very solid principles with which you tackle situations better. If I try to rest now, it will probably activate again and maybe bring me back to where I was before or close by. It didn't. That particular monster chases you. Different monsters chase you with different tenacity. Some of them chase you from very far. Some of them chase you from only close by. This particular one, the Hydras do chase you quite a lot. I'm gonna drop this ammo teleportation. Stupid. Do not need it. Just wanted to make the point, because as you are playing on your own and getting those scrolls of deep descent, there she is. She's tracked me through the dungeon and found me. It's probably still going to be severely hurt. It is a single cast that should be enough to kill it. Of course I failed. There we go. We've done another level. Level 11 should, I believe, is enough to start learning from book 3. We do not have book 3, but we found a whole bunch of wands. These don't really do anything. There's the first decent wand that you're going to find. It's only one. It's Wand of Teleport Others. There's other 2 ones which are actually good. They're extremely rare. If they showed up at this depth, you would get a very high level feeling. The only really important thing is that I've got 2 deep descent, so now we have 5. This is all probably junk. This is a good bit of money, and something else, I forgot what it was. No, Cloak of Stealth, just a boring morning star I'm never going to use. I'll probably even sell it. That's it. I'll try to splice the videos together. Here's another 5. I did 3 steps, checked that it was 5, did detection. This is one of the worst things that you can find earlier on during gameplay. The reason is that if you're a mage, your teleport is 6 mana points. If you're not fully charged up, you may maybe be able to cast it a couple of times as much only. Otherwise, you'll run away with phase doors. These guys have an ability to recall you, meaning that they can teleport you from where you are next to them. And these guys paralyze. It can hit to paralyze and has an 87% chance to hit me. That is a death sentence. On top of that, these guys drain your experience points and they multiply. They're called breeders. So there's only one sensible thing to do, and it's to get out. This one is dungeon level 14. I am slowed down because I am carrying a lot of stuff. I'm carrying 2 weapons, plus another one that I have on me, not identified. They're heavy, but I can sell them for a lot of money, and there's an upside and a downside to using whether you do or do not want to have selling enabled. It's still fairly early at level 14. I only really get worried from level 20 onwards. I'm kind of carefree until 20, but 5 is still a high rating. So I did detect, and this is what I see. That monster there can essentially one-shot me. This is a Umbral Hulk, and they are not strong, but they do have a very annoying ability. They will confuse you. and they confuse you as a secondary effect to their attack. So they hit you, you're confused, you drink a potion so that you're no longer confused, they hit you and you're confused. Your action is to drink a potion, and their action is to hit you and confuse you. So these keeps going on until you run out of potions and you're dead. I do have a potion of speed. That means that I can use, I will go up to about 2 actions. I can use 1 to cure myself and 1 to move away. They're kind of easy to kill, Umber Oaks, once you do have that, but you do use up a potion of speed. So I know that that bit is dangerous. I also know that none of these are high danger mobs. They're normal for where they are. The fact that they're kind of bunched together might be that they are in a little very early special room, so there might be something there coupled with this 5. I do not know if this is a straight line. There is an option under the visible monsters. 5 works. These are visible. No, you're aware. You can see no monsters. Okay, so the game already knows that there is something obstructing us here. I do not know, but if there was, I would be able to cast it straight away. So I'm not going to try to cast a lightning bolt. I will try to move away and see if I can manage to get an identification, if I can get to the level feeling for this level. I'll teleport away. They were about there, so I really want to go right. Ooh, it's a 5. Okay, it's a 5. I'm going to drop Warhammer Morningstar. I'm going to drop the staff for now because it weighs quite a lot. I will drop these iron shots because I am dropping also the slings. I am keeping the bow because I've got some magical arrows, and this does not weigh a lot. It only weighs 6 pounds. These weigh a lot more. I am keeping all of the wands. Now, normally, I only use wands as money. I pick them up, I sell them. They're about 300, 400 each, 500 each. So it's a very good initial bit of money. Also note that I have 4 books. I'm going to leave 2 for the time being. Chances are that the object was right there, but it's not a given. So now I'm 15 pounds down. If I find stuff, I'm able to carry it and even bring it back to this room. I do not have any scrolls of find treasure, essentially. But none of those monsters scare me particularly. Okay, very big important thing happened there. I made a mistake. I was casting from that spot, and that particular monster that I just killed may have been here or here and saw me and then moved. They may have also have duplicated. They are breeders, and they are very annoying, not just because they're breeders, but that one particular one, that little blue squiggly thing. So I'm gonna detect monsters. There's another one. I need to kill it on one go. It dies. Blue icky things are super annoying. There's a little dragon. Those are easy to kill, but I don't want to run out of mana and, awkwardly trying to wail on them with my flail, because I really suck at doing anything melee. But wait, do I have any? I do have extra scrolls on magic mapping, so I am going to take those and use them. weak to frost. Let me not assume that I am right, and there might be some other tough monsters that give it a 5 rating. So let's detect once again. That's not terribly scary either. I'm just worried that I may run out of mana. And if I do run out of mana, I mean, I would teleport away when I'm down to the last 12. Remember, I have a maximum of 27. I've gone up a level since we last said that. My teleport is only 7% fail. Honestly, you should double this number when you're thinking, trying to do the math in your head. It would be best to have 2 casts. I fail once, I still have 6 spell points. I cast it twice, that means it takes me 12 spell points. I have 15 spell points to play with. It's not a lot. This corridor goes directly to where they are. I can go back to them, kill them later on. I do not care. I've seen a little mage I want to kill. See, my Frostbolt is 12% fail, but you already seen it fail twice. This is probably a ring of resist fire and cold. It may also be a ring of feather falling, which is completely useless. But oh, detect treasure, fantastic. That's where those 2 ogres and those little orc mages are. There's nothing really there. There could be deeper down here where the spell does not reach. We'll go later. Why go now? Here's another conundrum. This is Wormtongue. I can kill Wormtongue. He also pays 92. I don't really want to, because normally, if I kill him around level 30, there's a good chance that the single exceptional object that he drops may actually be an artifact. This is it's another of those things about the rules of the game. An exceptional object all means it's an exceptional object for dungeon level 14. So if just a good object, which is a lower rank than exceptional, at dungeon level 90 is going to be a lot better than an exceptional object at level 14. I kind of want to keep this guy alive. Now, from where I am, if I teleport, I should teleport there. I could teleport in a place of risk. I'm kind of going to risk it. I am exactly where I did not want to be. Potion of Cure Serious Wounds. I will take these. Monsters are right below me. Teleport away again. Oh. Lightning bolt. Wolves, initially, these dog thingies, they will be a really good source of XP. They have a different artificial intelligence than everything else. They stay in a pack. They do not venture into corridors unless you're wounded. If your hit points are in the red, then they will chase after you, but otherwise they will not. They're cowards, essentially, and they only really gank up on you. One spell that's really great for this is the simple Stinking Cloud. You will use this spell a lot to pull other monsters, and one of the things that you can do is cast it like there. 3 monsters snarl with pain. I've hit stuff that's hidden. You can even do better than this. And you know, Stinking Cloud does a good bit of damage actually. And you can hook it and go like that and target that square, and so it will explode here. I've got these 2 unidentified staffs. I can drop the door destruction. It is very unlikely that I am going to need it. I mean, it's very unlikely anyone ever will need a wand of door destruction. This is another old mechanic that is now completely redundant. Doors used to be difficult to open. They no longer are. Now, there's a whole bunch of orcs here. I can kill them. I just need to wake them up one at a time. Because if I try to see, they wake up in a group and now chase after me, and essentially they can gank me. One on one they can't do anything. Let's try this ironwood staff. Oh, it's a staff of sleep monsters. Another really kind of useless object, but when you get these orcs, they like to come at you in a group. You need to pull them. So you need to hit one, go back, wait for it to come, kill it, restore it, go back, and pull it. They're not dangerous, it's just that there's too many of them. You'll see that there are a whole bunch of mobs, different mobs, that kind of have functions in the game. Like there's a group of golems, for example, that they're extremely weak when they attack you. Their only job is to have a lot of hit points and a lot of armor, so that you'll kill them. It just takes you a lot of time. And the idea is that if you're stupidly banging on that mob, then other mobs have got time to rush you and hurt you. These are still 6. Way too many that I can do in one go. I hit one, I woke it up. Ring the slow digestion, really do not need it. I'm gonna put this back in. It would be a bit frustrating if that's feather falling. The reason is that feather falling sells for like 20 gold, and instead a ring of resist fire and cold sells for 400. Okay, we are worried about this guy. He's still asleep. If I had the 3rd book, I would have had enough levels to shoot a raid that destroys that block, then that block, then that block, recover my mana, then send a Stinking Cloud there, wake him up, and pull him out. But I cannot do that. So I need to kind of skirt around and wait for him to come out. I'm just going to do that by going to explore the rest of the dungeon, knowing where he is. And if I need to rest, I'm not going to rest next to a wall, because he would dig, I wouldn't see him, then he will pop out there. I'll rest in the middle of the room. This could be the object that we're looking for. It's not. When you want to avoid the monster and you have the Stone to Mud spell, it's absolutely fine to just dig a hole like that. You don't have to answer to nobody, be as scummy as you want and try to beat the game. Okay, so the choice here is the ogres, bit annoying, or the need to go there. If I teleport now, another thing is, if you're like here and you teleport yourself, you will always teleport to the other side. If you're past the middle line, obviously there is you will teleport 70 squares away. If the game is not sure that it can place you 70 squares away in this direction, it will send you the other direction. So generally, if you're past the middle of the dungeon, you will be teleported to the other side. Again, you do need to remember this. Let's see if I can use... No, I'm gonna... okay, I really don't want to kill this guy because there's only two things that can happen. Either I do get a drop, and that's great, but it happens rarely, and I do not want to show you a run that relies on something happening rarely. I want to show you a run that shows you something happening consistently. As a matter of fact, I'm looking to not have any specific luck, because then you cannot replicate it. I don't want to kill this guy. I have no idea why he hasn't woken up, but if I want to hit the two ogres and the ogre mages that are here, I do need this empty space to be able to pull them in, and I cannot do it with that, so there's only one thing I can do. I'm going to teleport, and it should put me either here, or it will put me here. If it puts me here, I will run away, and I will try to make my way there, and then essentially pull the mobs up, and wait for that guy to wake up. Worst comes to worst, if he wakes up, I use a speed potion. I've already explained to you why they can kill you, because they're making you waste a potion. He hasn't woken up. Let's do a summary once again. Tarantula, dangerous. When it hits you, it gives you a number of poison counters. A poison counter means that for so many turns you lose so many hit points. Their poison counters are massive, but there's only one of them, and I know that it's there, and they cannot dig through walls, they cannot do anything weird. I also have 28 scrolls of Phase Door, so I really can jump around a lot. The door is still shut. That means that no monster has tried opening it. I am going to do a couple of lightning bolts here. Word of Recall. You know what? That's 250 gold, 2 scrolls. I'm gonna pick them up. I am going closer to the Umber Oak. The closer you are, the easier it is for them to wake up. But also, I know that at this point, I am still kind of trying to trigger them. The object that we're looking for is almost certainly over there. Okay, there's nothing else in the map. It's just really a matter of going and killing it. When you got, this is an animal. it's going to be somewhat weaker to frost than others, or rather it's what I tend to use. And also Frostbolt is the first one that you get, therefore has the lowest fail. It's at the lowest basic level. I've hit it once, I took out most of his health. I'm not going to hit with Frostbolt again, because why run a chance to miss it and waste 3 mana when I can just hit it once and I will at least run away. Orc, just on its own, not dangerous. Tarantula is annoying. Let's blast the Orc a couple of times. Face door. Boom. A hit of cold on the Tarantula. This guy is immune to cold. Oh no, just resists it. So magic missile. That's fine. Now, if I am inside the perimeter of a room, or actually, even if you are one away, but the radius of the room extends, you will light up the entire room. And by doing this, I would have probably waken up the Umber Oak. I have. See, I've actually not woken him up with the light. It woke up a little earlier because it was there. And it already dug through. So it's going to come up over there. There's not a lot of great things that I can do. The best thing is probably just wait for him. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Thank you, Mr. Wizard. That is so great of you. Fortunately, wizards are very weak. And they die extremely easily. And, you know, sometimes I've used Umber Oaks to open dungeons for me. One torch, potion of speed. Okay, there could potentially be something down there, but I think that the 5 that we have found has got to be either this staff or the staff that's already there, which I found previously there. This should be fairly easy to test without risking anything. Cool. I have chosen not to kill that guy, because actually that guy can help me identify these objects. The spell evil. I suppose this could be it. It's not a great drop. It damages everything that you see that is evil. Should actually be able to allow me to clear those ogres quite easily. Almost everything in this game is evil. If they're not evil, there's a good reason. Everything that's generally aligned with Morgoth is evil. Animals, no, but evil tends to be one of the most all-encompassing things. So I'm still gonna sell the stuff of the spell evil, but that's a great way to just basically bonk them all in one go. Right. Well, that was the adventure of trying to find a level 5. I'm going to go pick up all the stuff, the one that I can carry, throw away the stuff that I do not need to carry, like food, and then sell it and see what's in the black market. And I'll let you know after that.